Okay, so I'm going to share a recipe with you all. This recipe is an egg casserole, and it has vegetables and camembert cheese in it. So we are taking it to a playgroup this morning. So the first thing that I have going is about a half of a pound of asparagus, and I just have that chopped into sections and steaming. And that only needs to steam for about 3 minutes or so. You just want it to get soft enough that it's not crunchy when people bite into it. Here's Austin getting into my drawers. Next, I am cracking some eggs into the dish, and we need about 8 or 9 of them. Okay, I will be back to continue the recipe after I crack the eggs. Oh, and just so you know, this is what the camembert cheese looks like, and it's a soft cheese, and then you can buy it at most any grocery store. So anyway, okay, I will be back. Okay, so as you can see, I have the mushrooms chopped. Here I have about 6 ounces, I would say. I also chopped up some green onion. That's just 1 green onion. And this is my camembert cheese, which I'm going to mash up with a fork. Here are my eggs. And my asparagus is steamed and ready to go. So next step is I'm just going to dump out the asparagus on a plate, and I'm going to saute some mushrooms. So I will be back with that. I'm sorry, and I did forget to add that before you saute the mushrooms, you just put maybe a tablespoon of olive oil in your pan, and also just saute some garlic until it's brown. So when the garlic turns brown, we're going to add our mushrooms. And we're going to saute the mushrooms, you know, not a ton, maybe just about 2 or 3 minutes until they're brown on each side. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I am, again, Austin in the cupboard. I'm going to take some milk, use the camera here, and I'm just going to take a splash of it and put it in our egg dish. You can also use cream or whatever, but it just probably depends on how fattening you want it. And then we're just going to add our mashed up camembert cheese. So as you can see, I have the eggs beat up. I have the camembert cheese mashed up. And our mushrooms and garlic are on the stove sauteing to our egg mixture. And we're going to mix it up. Okay, I will be back. So with the camembert cheese, you want to make sure that you break it up within the egg mixture so that you don't have a large chunk in there. It doesn't bite down on a huge chunk of cheese. Even though I don't know how bad that would be, but you probably still want to try and avoid it if possible. So now I have the cheese all mixed in. And now I have the asparagus, the garlic, and the mushrooms in a mixing bowl or colander or whatever you want to use. Just go ahead and add that to your egg dish. Sorry, it's hard to do this one-handed. And then you can add your green onions as well. And I usually just save a little bit to put over the top. Mix it all together. And at this point, you'll want to add some salt and pepper. And you can also add Italian seasoning, or you can add paprika, or whatever sort of seasoning you like. For me, I personally like just a little bit of salt and pepper and maybe just a pinch or so of Italian seasoning. But there's so many great vegetables in here, I don't like to go overboard with the seasoning. So anyway, so you'll have this, you'll have your seasoning, and then you're going to put it into a baking dish. And I will show you that in a moment. Okay, now I do want to add that I am using one of these flexi non-stick dishes. However, if you are using just a plain metal or glass baking dish, you do want to grease it with some baking spray or whatever. And yeah, so now we are just going to add our mixture into the dish. And as you can see, I just sprinkled some green onions on the bottom there because I'm going to flip it over. And that's actually going to be the top of the casserole. So it's just garnish. It's not absolutely necessary, but it just makes it pretty. So now I'm just going to add our mixture. And I'm going to put it in the oven, preheated at 350. And it's going to bake for approximately 40 to 45 minutes until the center is not wiggly. So anyway, I will be back to show you the final product. Okay, I just wanted to show you the finished product. So, and just so you know, I did add 3 more eggs. So there are a total of 12 eggs in this dish. It cooked for about 40 minutes at 350 and turned out beautiful. So anyway, the final touch is I'm just going to sprinkle it with some Parmesan cheese. And it is all done and ready to go to our playgroup. Alright, I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment line below. And I will talk to you guys all later. Alright, bye.